seem right at all that it's time to film this Project Pan update already. But then I looked back at my posted videos and realized that I filmed and posted my update for last month on the 6th of August. So that kind of makes sense. I didn't actually have a full month in between updates. I had about a week less than a full month. So we're gonna say that's the reason why I have very little progress on a lot of these products, okay? We're on the same page? Great. But we're starting out with a product that I'm calling done. Now there is bronzer left in this compact, but it's really hard to get an even coating on my brush. I like to use a pretty full brush for bronzer because I like that really diffused look. And I mean, it's really hard to coat a bigger brush with this powder right now. I have effectively emptied out the third ring of the pan. There's a little holding on right here, but whatever. We're calling it done. I'm so excited. I didn't even introduce what this was. This is the Park Avenue Princess bronzer from Tarte. I have had this since 2017, probably, maybe 2018. I've had it for ages, and I feel like I've been working on it for ages, but yeah, it's finally gone. I'm so excited. I never thought that I would be able to pan a bronzer because for ages I basically didn't wear bronzer, but I did, and I'm so excited by that. I still have probably 40 years worth of bronzer in the 5 bronzers that I own, or something like that. I don't want to count because that would hurt my soul, but I finished one. I'm so excited, yay! Okay, how many times have I said excited already in this video? Doesn't matter because I'm probably not going to say it again because the rest of my progress is less than inspiring. Let's start out with this e.l.f. Poreless Putty Primer. I did actually use this a few times this month, but I feel like my progress in the probably 6 months that I've had in this project is probably equivalent to some people's like 2 weeks of use. Yeah. It's gonna be here for a while. Same story goes for this eyeshadow. This is from ColourPop. It's one of their Super Shocks from their Tinkerbell collection in Fly to Your Heart. It's a pink. It's really pretty. It could be what I'm wearing today. It's not. I'm wearing a liquid shadow from Armani Beauty over the Natasha Denona Cupid palette, which is the bougiest sentence I think I might have ever spoken in my life. Anyway, I am seeing use. I think you can even see now that there's a dent in it, but I'm nowhere close to pan. Thankfully, my goal is just to hit pan, not to finish this, but it's going really slowly. This is a lot drier than a lot of the ColourPop Super Shocks are. A lot of those are like putty almost, where they're really malleable and you feel like you're moving the product around quite a bit in the pan when you swirl your finger in. This just feels like a standard powder shadow, really, so it's not that surprising that it's going a little bit slower than some of the other Super Shocks I've used in the past, but it's surprising that it's going that much slower than a lot of the other Super Shocks I've used in the past. Oh well. Let's wrap up the products that I haven't made good progress on. This is Summer Days from Merari. It's a tiny little sample, or at least it looks like it. Now, I haven't worn this a ton this month, but I wore it a lot the previous month, and I've worn it a few times this month. I haven't totally neglected it, and I think there maybe has been a very slight change from when I brought it into this project. But I really thought that this was going to be a product that I could finish in like a week of consistent use. This is not that product. I really wanted to finish this by the end of the summer, but it's September 1st already. I know that September 22nd or something is actually the last day of summer, but come on. it really feels like I should be further along in this than I am. Anyway, am I going to finish that by the end of summer? Probably not, unless I decide that this is what I'm going to focus on. Which maybe I will. Maybe I will get it together and finish this thing. But otherwise, it might be around for another year until next summer. So in last month's update, I brought in some smaller products that I intended to sort of turn and burn, and I did an okay job. You can check out my empties video if you're interested in the things that I actually finished. Because I am moving really soon here, I was trying to clear things out and not just hoard my trash. So I actually got rid of those, and honestly, I don't remember half of what was in that. But there were 3 products that I did not finish, so they'll be coming with me for another month. And one of them will probably be in for a lot more than another month, because my concept of finishing a setting spray, even a mini setting spray, for me in the span of a month was, it's nicer to say optimistic than delusional, but really either is an okay descriptor. Okay, so 2 of the 3 products are these little serum samples. I have the e.l.f. Advanced Night Retinoid Serum and the Clinique Smart Clinical Repair Wrinkle Correcting Serum. Now this one is still pretty much full. I think I've used this twice, and I can really feel this on my skin. It feels a little bit uncomfortable for a minute. It feels like it's stinging. Now maybe that means it's doing something, but I'm afraid. So I will probably use it again, but I'll probably use it sparingly, maybe once a week, once every other week, more as a treatment, because I'm afraid of it. This one I've actually made some good progress on. The Clinique one, I can't really tell from the outside how much is left, but I feel like I've used at least half of this. I was really good about doing skincare for like the first 2.5 weeks of August, and then I honestly haven't even worn moisturizer at night for a week and a half at least. So need to get back on that, and once I do get back on that, I think this will go pretty quickly. The e.l.f. might be around for a little bit longer. And then last, we have this Maybelline Lasting Fix Setting Spray, and this sounds so full. This is a 1 ounce size, 30 mils. There's probably like 0.95 ounces still in here, because I don't wear setting spray every day, and this is matte finish, which is generally not what I'm going for. I like to look at least a little bit radiant if possible. However, I don't know, let's get another use on it right now. I don't think it's super mattifying or anything. This is a product that I would be very happy to see go, and this is much lower hanging fruit than any of my other setting sprays to get out before my next inventory update. So I'm gonna keep chugging along with this one. Okay, now we have 3 products where I have actually been using them pretty consistently. There may or may not be visual progress from last time, but I've been using them. First up, we have the Bare Minerals Gen Nude Blush, which still somehow does not have pan in it again. I really thought that I was going to hit pan this month, but it just didn't happen, and I'm not sure how. Like, I don't feel like this was a terribly difficult blush to hit pan on the first time. And then I repressed it, and somehow repressing it turned it into some kind of everlasting blush. I don't know what I did. I don't know how I managed that, but now it is way slower going than it was at the beginning. Luckily, it is very pretty. There it is, swatched, and I'm wearing it today, mixed with the next product, which is from Wet n Wild. This is their Don't Flutter Yourself Baked Blush. My goal is to hit pan. I'm working right here. That is my focus area. And it is super pretty as well. Just a little bit glowier than I would generally think of a true blush. I mean, That would be very pretty on the cheeks, but it would emphasize any texture you had. I don't even have a ton of texture on my cheeks, but if I used a lot of that, I'm sure I would find some. Let me also swatch these mixed, because that's generally how I've been wearing them the last couple months, is I'll just swirl my brush in this, get a little bit of this on it as well, sort of one pass over the lower area of the product, and that's what I am wearing today, as well as a lot of my other videos. So there's the two mixed. It is a very pretty effect. That looks like a little trio that Kaja would put out or something, doesn't it? Really pretty. I've been enjoying the products, thank goodness, because I don't think I'm going to hit my goal on either of them in the next month. I'm not willing to make whatever sacrifice the panning gods would demand to finish this entire blush that I haven't even hit pan on in the next month, but I'm not willing to make it. Okay, last product that is staying in for another month. This is from Beauty For Real. It is their eyeliner in olive. I'm wearing this today too, along my upper lash line, and then I tight-lined, or no, I put it in my waterline. I've never figured out tight lining. So here is how much I have left. In the last video, I was bemoaning my lack of foresight in not taking a picture of this at the beginning of the year, but then I realized I have another of these Beauty For Real liners in a shade that I don't use nearly as often. This is in Peacock, which is a bright blue. And at the beginning of the year, these were pretty similar in size. I would say that the olive one was already a little bit shorter, but not by much. And now, look at that. So I've probably used up between 50 and 60% of the product that was left in the pencil. I'm super excited by that. I was a little bit worried that I was going to roll this one up and find that I'd made like 3 millimeters of progress, and I haven't. I've actually been doing a good job with this product. I still don't think I'm likely to finish it by the end of the year, but maybe. It's at least within the realm of possibility. And now 2 products that I am rolling in. First, we have a lipstick, and this is going to be tougher than it looks, I think. This is from Tarte. It is their, I want to say these are the Rainforest of the Sea lipsticks, but I don't have a label here. And this is in Miami Vice. It is a red. It is a creamy red. It's not what I'm wearing today, but maybe I should have worn this today. Super pretty, super bold. This has pigment out the wazoo, and it's not a very big lipstick. I mean, I think you could see that when I rolled it up, but I don't think I've used very much of it in the 1.5 years or more that I've owned it, so we'll see how this goes. I figured that if I was ever going to use up a red lipstick, I mean, I have in the past, but if I was ever going to use up this red lipstick, it would probably be around this time of year. I mean, if I bring it in now, then it can take me through the winter holidays, and maybe that'll be enough use to finish this off. I really have no sense of how quickly or slowly this might go, because I have really been enjoying red lips lately, though generally a little bit deeper or with a little bit more pink or more orange than this offers. But I think it'll be fun to work on. The other product is just self-flagellation, really. I decided to bring in another bronzer. Basically, I've given up on my 30 by 30 project pan. I haven't updated it since February, March, something like that. And in the last update, I basically had to be like, well, it turns out I I had to declutter half these products. They contained beeswax, and then I got really sad, and then I just stopped updating the project. So that's where we've been with that project. Anyway, the NARS Laguna bronzer was in that project pan, and I did make some progress on it. I think you can tell it is not flush or nearly flush with the lip of the pan the way it was originally, and I can see in person that there really is a nice divot going on here. I'm not super close to hitting pan, I don't think, but stranger things have happened. If I didn't say it, this is Laguna from NARS. I don't know if I just called it a NARS bronzer at the beginning. It is pretty. It works on my skin tone. It's matte, unlike the Tarte one, which had a little bit of glow to it. I think this will be a good one to work on. I also figured that since I will likely end up putting together like a little travel palette for when I move, this would be really easy to just stick in that magnetic palette and have a bronzer without having to have a full compact in my palette. That would be a really convenient way to bring a bronzer along without having to pack a whole other separate compact. So I will be working on that one as well. And by the way, here's my graveyard of finished pans. I don't know how this became the Z palette where I just put in my memorials to products panned, but somehow it did. I think once we start talking about panning graveyards, that it's probably time to wrap up this video. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope that you enjoyed this video, and I certainly hope that you will consider liking and subscribing, or at least coming back to see the next one. Happy panning, y'all. Bye!